Hello, First Congregational Church. It is good to be with you on a Wednesday or any day. So here is our midweek message. First, I've got some joyful hard news, and that is that our church accountant, Renee Rellin, has accepted a really phenomenal position with DVSAS of Skagit County. And so she's going to be winding down her time with us here at First Congregational Church. But it's a joy that she's getting to do something really phenomenal and that uses her gifts and passions. We will miss her for sure. And also our short term, that Laura Norton, our administrative assistant for care coordination, was hired part-time and short-term temporary to help build a database for us of pastoral care. And she has done that for the last year and a half. It was actually since the beginning of pandemic, because she's never actually gotten to be in meeting in person with us. But she has built that database for us, and we are so grateful for her. And she has been accepted to Union Theological Seminary in New York City, which is amazing. Wonderful joy for her. So these two will be joining Sherry Nyberg in finishing their tenure with us this summer. Renee will stay with us and help transition a new accountant for a little while. So that will be, the personnel committee met last night and is in the process of forming a search committee to look for new accountant as soon as possible. But Renee will help that person transition. And Laura will stay with us probably until the end of July, which is about the same time that Stevie, our short-term chaplain, will be finishing. Now, I can hear you all saying, that's a lot of transition. That's a lot of change. It is. It is. And change can bring a lot of feelings, whether anxiety or fear or excitement about what's to come. And I'll be honest and say I've got a little bit of all of that. I celebrate the ministries that people have served here, and I'm grateful for each and every one of them. And I'm so excited for what comes next for them and for First Congregational. One of the things that I shared with council recently was, as some questions have been coming up about, this pandemic has been so hard, we've been hearing, is Sharon going to leave? It seems like there's so much transition happening. And the answer is no. I want to say that very clearly. I am here. My whole heart is here. My spirit is here with First Congregational Church, and I am not going anywhere. One of the things that I hope you have been noting is that I am trying to model better intentional self-care so that you all will be hopefully taking better care of yourselves too. This pandemic has taken a toll on a lot of people, and if we don't take care of ourselves, we cannot take care of others. And so that is one thing that I hope you've been noting, is that I am being intentional in modeling that self-care. But I am here with you. I am so pleased to be the pastor at First Congregational Church, where we are going to be seeing where we're going next. What are the mission endeavors we're engaging over these next years? How are we going to come together again after this pandemic? We have plans for outdoor worship, hopefully, coming up soon over the summer months. A lot of change, dear ones, but I believe the Holy Spirit blows. It is Pentecost week, and the Holy Spirit, it does not leave us safe and quietly in our comfortable abodes, but springs with fire and wind. Sometimes uncomfortably, I admit, but I trust the Holy Spirit to continue leading us and guiding us and loving us. as we continue to love one another, because that is what being the church is. We have to care for one another in this time. As some of our staff members transition, we are still the church together, you and me, all of us doing this, checking in with one another and making sure our neighbors are okay, and serving in mission and justice in our community. So let's keep that up. May you stay hopeful in this time.